Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back to Cozy. I'm Kymmi.
I'm Rosie.
And we are Cozy. So we have a really deep kind of topic today.
Yes.
So grab a cuppa and a snack, because life is nothing without a snack, and settle in. And if you have questions, leave them below. We'll try and get back to you. So what's today's topic, Rosie?
Homeschooling.
Homeschooling. So just a note that this is our experience as our family, and if you've been through homeschooling, you may have a different approach, a different view, and that is solely okay. So we're just giving you some information from our perspective. Alrighty. So we do get asked a lot why we went into homeschooling, how we went into homeschooling, what was it like in homeschooling. So we thought we would talk about homeschooling, even though it has been a little while since you've now been
like a year.
Almost, yeah.
Almost.
Who knows? Okay, so why did you want to be homeschooled?
Well, I hated school. Well, for a little disclaimer, I was homeschooled for year 10th grade, and before that I was in normal school. I hated school with a passion. Yeah.
Yes, you did. But it was so there was more to it. There was her mental health that we took into account. It was a big decision, although you wanted to be homeschooled since.
I wanted to be homeschooled since year 7, because when COVID hit, we were homeschooled, online school for a bit, and then after we came back to school, I just wanted to be homeschooled
And then she started high school, and that's when the issue started.
I can't recommend it.
So you've gone to both Christian high school and non-Christian high school, just a public high school where we live. Both have issues. I can't say that there was reasons for the move to public school, but it wasn't the best place for you, was it?
It was awful.
It was awful, yeah. So took into account her mental health and how everything was going, and decided that maybe we would trial homeschooling and see how it was. So when we decided that I said to you that you could homeschool, what were your feelings?
I mean, I was really happy, and then I was also a little shocked because I had asked you for over a year basically. I'd made PowerPoint presentations of and everything.
Yes.
So when you finally did, I was just in shock. That was probably the main thing that was going through me, because we were in the car.
Yes, we were. Well, I made my hopes for this decision that we had, that your mental health would get better and that you would then be happier.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than seeing a child going through something that you really have no control over. You can just sort of guide and try to help. So then it became, well, okay, what do we need to do to get into homeschooling? Because it's not like you can just, it's not like changing schools. It's kind of intricate. So I went online and I had to find out. We had spoken to people who had been online and homeschooling. We did find a school online. So because I worked full time and her brothers were working and in school as well at the time, I knew that I needed her to be self-sufficient in that part. So we did decide to go through a online school, which was called Euka. So she would have structure, but without all the fluff of public school. So we chose Euka, and I enrolled her. The good thing about Euka was that they give you everything for the year up front.
Yeah.
So it's broken down into terms, but you get everything up front. And considering homeschooling can get quite expensive, and as I wasn't going to be her teacher as such, because I still needed to pay the bills, I did say to you, okay, there's this school.
Yeah.
We looked through it, and Rosie was like, yep, sounds pretty good. I mean, so that part was easy. I contacted them. I went through why she was going to switch online and what subjects she wanted to do, because you could do. You tell them what classes you did.
I did English, math, geography, and history, but each term was just one of them, and then the last term it was both of them. Science. It's like PDHP, that one.
And then your electives.
I had 2 electives, which was dance and Spanish.
Okay, so, and each term you would go onto their portal and you could choose your electives. You could change them, but they encourage you not to, because I think you did level 1, 2, and 3.
You did like different
4, so
levels, so I did
yep.
get certificates for it.
You do. So at the end of each term, she got a certificate to say she completed everything. So you have to do the work all online. And then at the end of the term, you had quizzes, didn't you?
Yes.
Just to make sure. So she still had to read a book.
Yeah, I had to read
2 books.
2 books. One of them was just sad. Didn't expect that.
It was very sad. Science was doing experiments at home and, taking photos and filling out all the work. So it was still structured. So Rosie could get up and she picked a time to start, and she picked and she worked through until, she was finished for the day. The good thing about that, while Wyatt did have terms, literally you could set your own agenda. So if you wanted to take a holiday of 4 weeks in between, you didn't want her to do any work, that would be fine. But all work had to be completed by December. So by the end of school, it all had to be completed. But you didn't have to take school holidays when school holidays were.
Yeah.
You chose to catch up with friends and everything.
Yeah.
But you didn't have to. So I would recommend Euka. How did you find it?
I really enjoyed it. And then I liked how it's because a usual school day, at least school I went to, was start at 8:15 and then at 2:20. But with this, I was starting at 7 a.m. and ending at 12, because I didn't rush. I just did it fast.
Yeah, but you don't have all the other things that they fill in your time with at school. That you didn't have any of that, so you just have the work.
Also, it was sometimes good because, you could do as many days as you want in one day. So I'd kind of do 2 days in one day sometimes, and then you have a long weekend, and it's very at your own pace.
Yeah.
So you don't go rush through it, or
And there was no pressure.
Exactly.
So you might be asking, what did you do about sport? Well, she did have PDHP, and you did skateboarding and dance at the time, which then that filled that requirement as well as her dance requirement. So you had things to fill out and do that.
For PE, they still had stuff do this. They karate it, something something, that kind of. And I still did outside stuff.
Yeah, so it was good. Okay, so that part was the easy part of homeschooling. Now, because I didn't choose to homeschool her themselves, I didn't have to come up with a curriculum, because that is one of the major things that they ask you. You have to have the curriculum, and so they had set it out for me. So I had to Google how to get into homeschooling, and it's a NESA. It's NESA. ca.gov.edu.au. We'll have it down below. And so you go on and you have to fill out an application, and the application is quite extensive. Like, it does go into detail, so you do have to have a reason. Our reason was for Rosie's mental health. So we filled it all out. Now, you don't fill it out and then a week later you get accepted. It can take 12 weeks. So we had to make sure that there was enough time that she could start and not lose any time for that following year, because they do take up to 12 weeks to receive and review your application. So keep that in mind when you decide to homeschool, because while it can only take a few weeks, they do say up to 12 weeks. And I do think ours took about 8 from start to when we got accepted. So when you get accepted, you get a like a homeschool person. They do have a name, I can't remember the name.
Homeschool person.
Yeah. And they are assigned to you. So before COVID, they would come to your house and they would check the study space. They would speak to your child. They would have a look at your house. COVID obviously hit and nobody was really allowed to interact. They did over Zoom. So when we did, we actually, even though COVID had ended, we still had a Zoom, and we still had to show where Rosie was studying. She had a dedicated desk, because you're not allowed to just do the home at the table. So if you think, oh, I'll just use this kitchen table, no, it's not acceptable just to use the kitchen table. You need to have a dedicated space. So we had that. You have to tell them why that you want to go. They talk to you. How did you feel about that?
I don't remember what they said.
They asked you questions.
They asked me questions. Well, they were mainly talking to you. I just had to be sure I was present.
They had to see her physically. He was super nice. They are the ones that will make the final decision whether you're going to be accepted or not. And I was really worried because but we had Euka, so when he asked me what the curriculum was, I could then say this is what she's doing. So, and it was in line with the New South Wales school regulations. So keep that in mind too. So then we waited and we got in. So then I logged in, I printed everything off the so we got her books that she needed. And then because she was year 10, she didn't need me to get her up in the morning or to set herself up for the day. Like, you were very well organised with that. But what would a typical day look like for you?
So I always woke up at 6 a.m. I don't get that anymore. I woke up at 6, and then I'd start working between 6:30 and 7, and then I'd do it from 7 till usually till 12 or 11, and then after that I would have some time to myself. I would also remember to eat and drink.
Very important. And it gave us flexibility for your dance and acting.
Because I was in acting classes, skateboarding classes, dance classes. I did 12 dance classes a week, so it really gave time to do all that stuff.
Yes. So that was really helpful for having that flexibility.
And also because that year, when I need to do an audition or something, there was a lot of time to do that.
Yeah, and you could, because you could take it at your own pace. I think you felt a lot better. There was no anxiety and fear. So that, and it was quiet. Is that what you enjoyed the most?
Oh, it was so quiet because no one was home.
Yeah.
So I had the whole house to myself. But I also love that it was just quiet, no one like screaming.
Yeah. So, did we have concerns? You may ask. Yes, yes, I did. But to be honest, they kind of, sort of, as the time went on, you can kind of get less. My concern was, my biggest concern was isolation. And considering you're at school with all these children, and then you're at home with no children.
I still did stuff outside, so I still interacted with like a lot of people.
Yeah.
Then I also think when I went to school, I chose also to not interact with all those people because if you go to school, you know.
I was worried about isolation, but because you did acting and you had auditions and you did dance and skateboarding, and you still caught up with your friends through the school holidays and the weekends. So that part was unfounded because she was quite happy in the week to do her own thing, to do school, to have your own time, to do everything you needed, and then on the weekends was for fun.
Also, on like a normal day, every like afternoon of a normal day, I would be on a call with like one of my friends. Like,
yes.
So it was never like a day where I talked to no one. I was always talking to like my friends. Or
She's a yapper, what can I say? So socialization was still there, so that was good. Financially, it was a lot easier. Time-wise, it was a lot easier. You enjoyed not having to wear a uniform.
Yeah, because my schools were so strict on uniform. Like, I thought, a public school, maybe it won't be as strict, but it was stricter than anything.
Yeah, and it just didn't suit us, so you could do it in your pajamas.
Exactly.
Which some days she did.
This is like in summer, in a uniform in summer, you like dying of heat exhaustion. But then when you're at home, you're like, oh, I got an aircon on.
And it was a lot more not as miserable to do schoolwork.
Yeah.
So I would say if your child, for us, homeschooling was the best decision.
Yeah.
And I would recommend if your child is having issues, or, you know, you want to go away and you want to, you know, take a 6-month holiday. Online schooling is quite really well done. I mean, everything was online, so all you needed was internet. I mean, a couple of books that you bought from like a bookshop.
Well, and then like the writing books, you need basically just get 2 with like the little sections and stuff because you don't write that much because it's on a computer.
Yeah, so as long as you've got internet. Now, how did you feel with help? Like, I helped where we could.
Yeah, I feel like the help part was probably honestly the hardest part, just because when you need help, you can obviously get help from your parents and stuff. But like, I mean, like when you're home and you're by yourself and you're like, oh gosh, like what's this mean? Sometimes you won't get an answer straight away because you gotta email them, or like your parents are working or something.
And how did you deal with that?
Well, sometimes I'd end up working it out, or I just kind of would leave it, move on, then come back to it.
So, as you can see, she's quite capable of problem solving as well. Resources. There are plenty of Facebook pages. There are lots of Facebook pages for homeschooling that you can join, do activities. So check those out. As I said, she was older. For us, it was such a breezy year for school-wise. Like, there wasn't any drama.
I would say, like, if you want to be online school, homeschooled, do it, because, I mean, it made my life so much better.
So definitely thinking about, for us, it was one of the best decisions we made with school-wise. As I said, we had done the whole non-denomination Christian school. We had done the public school. they both really weren't as good as public as primary school.
Because from my perspective, the schools I went to, I learned more on online school in a month than I did like years at normal
Yeah.
school.
If I were to go back and do it again, I would probably have homeschooled you a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Like I would have let you do a couple of years at home, considering you were still doing everything that you wanted to do. Pursue passions and so for anyone, we'll put the link to Euka. You can check them out. Their website has undergone a really good design. They've actually, unfortunately, when we started, they had taken groups away because they were like redoing everything. But I think groups are back now, so that will be.
So you can join groups, go on calls with people in those groups. Like there's so many different club groups.
Yeah.
But the year that we joined, they were redoing that whole thing.
So it was very for us it was a no-brainer. Like it was such a good opportunity, and I'm so glad that we went with it.
Yeah.
If you have questions, feel free to pop them down. If we can't answer them, we'll try and send you in the right direction.
Yeah.
If you're on your homeschooling journey and like you've got information for others, pop it down there too. So we'd love to hear your thoughts on if you're for or if you're against. And I mean, like, everyone has their own opinion. You're all entitled to it. So yeah, that is our little homeschool journey.
Yeah.
Can't say it was a bad decision at all. Now she's working.
Yeah, now I'm not in school, guys.
So it was really, really good. I think you definitely benefited from it.
Yeah, I think it's just like if you are struggling in school or anything and you really like want online school, just like look into it, get your parents to look into it.
Yeah.
For me, it did take like a couple of years, so like just
PowerPoint.
Yeah, I made PowerPoint presentations and everything.
So she did get it in the end, but yeah, especially like there's so much bullying going on, and you've just really got to sort of do what's best for your family. This is what was good for our family, but we'll put some links down. You can give us a shout out or whatever else, and that is all from us here at Cozy today.
Yes. We
want you to make good choices, be good, and have a great rest of your week, day, month, year. All right, we love you. Goodbye.